He wants it, he's hungry, and I think because a lot of people doubt him, he's always been trying to prove himself that I got it, and he's got it. And I can tell you that the next level, they're gonna have something special.
I live with my mom and my grandma back down in Pembroke Pines, Florida. We didn't grow up like rich or stacked or anything, but like how like she was able to get everything for me, like it kind of felt that way, even though it wasn't that way like at all. She's done everything for me, anything I can ever ask.
They kind of grew up together, but she always, she was like a best friend to him too.
He was just nonstop. I don't know where it came from. I'm very calm, but he was just very energetic.
Had to do stuff like to get my temper down because I used to have a short temper. And I feel like what kind of helped me with that was just playing sports. Like I felt like just a way like to just, because I was also kind of hyper, it was a way to like kind of get me out there, get me out the house, get me doing something that was productive.
His first year he was the center. He knew all the plays. So the coach was like, Coach Eric was like, you're gonna be my center.
He would come and tell me, Coach, you called the wrong play. We'd argue on the sideline. This is at the age of probably 7 years old. This kid's walking up to me, who I really don't know that well, and he's telling me, Coach, that's not what you call. I can't, like cerebral, the kid understood the game at a young age. You know, you don't meet a lot of kids like that, that understands what's going on in football. Hey, go out there and do this because this is why, all right, I got it, Coach.
I don't know what it was like, I was just watching a lot of NFL. Like I just love watching football. You always want to score touchdowns, want to make the big hits, make the big tackles. So that's kind of what drew me into it. And then when I started playing it, I just loved it and never wanted to stop.
He used to take belts, you know, and he would line them across the floor. And then he would throw his football in the air and he's at the 30, he's at the 20, he's at the 10. And then he would dive into my couch. And he did it so many times that he actually broke the couch.
So he owes you a couch?
He owes me a couch. But yeah, that's how much he loved football. He would come home from practice and do that.
They kick the ball off and he catches the ball and he runs it back for a touchdown. And I'm watching this kid, he's holding on to his pants, running down the sideline, streaking past me and scores a touchdown. I said, wow, that kid's pretty fast. And he's my center. Next practice, I moved him from center.
I moved out to receiver and that's where I played since. And that's where I kind of started getting better, getting more football knowledge and started getting better at football.
At the time, he wasn't the fastest kid on the team, but you could see it coming. And I told his mom, listen, we got to get him in track.
Well, the funny thing is in 6th grade, he tried out for his middle school track team and he didn't make it. So he was a little bummed because I think he thought he could make it, but he didn't make it. And then the next year, he made not only his middle school track club, but he went to the Miami Northwest with Coach Reggie.
My dad started a program over 40 years ago called the Miami Northwest Express Track Club. The purpose of the track club was to introduce kids, underprivileged kids, based out of Miami, and to give them opportunities to see the world.
Really what they told me is I have a lot of like talent, because I was fast, but I didn't run the right way. Like I stomped all around, ran crazy.
Throughout the year, you can see him coming on. He was getting stronger. He never quit. He never shied away from working hard.
I don't know if you know much about a 800. You know, that's like 4 times around a large track. And this kid is constantly running at full speed. I'm sitting there like, are you tired or what? But he wasn't tired. And the same thing at football practice. He would run his laps. Coach, I'll do another one. Okay. Everybody else joined Anthony. All the players upset with him, but he was just self-driven.
This guy is an animal when it comes to achieving his goals. He doesn't want to be second best. He wants to be the best.
So with track, I kind of got to that point where I was like, okay, I can actually do something with this at the end of 10th grade year. So I won state. It came to the summer and it was time to go to nationals, and I couldn't really my mom couldn't really afford to go like to where we needed to go. And so Coach Reggie took me. He said he'll take me, he'll pay for everything.
And then from that point on, he stayed consistent in our lives, and he's always been there. And Anthony considers him his mentor.
Those long trips that we've had, the conversations, the mentoring on those trips really strengthened our relationship. And so he knew that I was someone that he can trust. And I knew that this was an athlete that was special and different from other athletes that I've coached. And I just wanted to make sure that this kid had the best opportunity to be whatever it is that he wanted to be.
I crossed the line, I looked back, and I started hopping. I saw 10-1-5. I'm like I didn't even know what to do. I did like a little fist pump, but like I didn't know what to think. So I'm like, damn, like 10-1-5? And the next day, that's when it came out. It was a world youth record. I was like, what? Like, what is this? In April will be 4 years having that record.
And he's very calm and cool after a meet, but it's like you just want to run and hug him and kiss him.
People literally used to drive 30 miles, 40 miles, 50 miles to the track meets just to see him run.
To see him excel and to see him run away in a race is a beautiful thing.
Like I said, he was the show. He was Flash. Everybody wanted to come see Flash and what Flash was gonna do. He was a rock star. Like all the other kids would come up to him, he's signing autographs in high school. It was crazy, you know.
Just an unbelievable experience to me, to have we had these coaches coming to the house. Carl Lewis was great. He came over to our house a couple times to see Anthony, and he's a really nice man. And then another time he just showed up at Anthony's high school game, and we didn't even know he was going to be there. I think that's Carl Lewis on the sidelines, and they're like, yeah, he's here to see Schwartz.
Somebody, I did. Do my best. Today. One, two, three.
Some guys, you see the track speed doesn't translate on the football field. His track speed definitely translated. You saw in a bunch of games, he was our deep threat. He returned kicks for us. People knew that we had a 10 flat guy out there. So obviously they had to cover him, keep a guy over the top, and he still ran by people. But he developed as a receiver. He wasn't just running go routes, he was running comebacks, he was running digs, he was running the whole route tree. And he became a Power 5 guy, going into the junior year. You just saw the development, he got stronger, even got a little bit taller, and the speed he just kept getting faster and faster.
Coach Pat texted me, hey, you got an offer from, it was Fresno State and Temple. And then after my junior year, that's when everything that's kind of like week after week. Like I got Florida 1 week, Auburn 3 days later, and then the next week, and that's when it kind of started piling on.
Seeing his dream school, the dream schools that he would talk about, the ones that he would watch on TV, and that they're calling him and offering him a scholarship to play, it was just amazing. At first, Auburn wasn't our top school. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even know Auburn was in Alabama. I didn't know anything about Auburn. I didn't know about the Iron Bowl, any of that. I'm from Florida, so I know about Miami, Florida State, and the Gators.
Shoot, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gone from college anyways. I grew up big Florida fan, which I'm pretty sure everyone knew. I grew up huge Tim Tebow, Percy Harvin fan. Really, I watched that before I watched NFL, really. And really, I was kind of like a Gator all the way.
Huge Florida fan, and I forgive him because I live with a Gator, and they're not easy to live with. But he loved Florida.
Yeah, I knew that Florida was going to have to be the team to beat. him just growing up a fan his entire life. And also quite a few of the players were some of his former teammates and guys that he really looked up to. But Coach Malzahn said at the time, man, we got to get the fastest kid in the country. And I was like, let's do it then. Let's go get him.
Coach Burns was like an older brother that he trusted, that he can really talk to. And then we met Coach Malzahn and we felt so comfortable with him.
And then like November, that's when like the coaching change happened with Florida. And that's probably when Coach Burns and Coach Malzahn, they kind of jumped on me and like were like, that was their time like to get me to come, like to get me and everything. So I went to the Iron Bowl and that kind of like at that point, that was the best game I've ever been to. And so at that point I was like, yeah, I feel like I can come here.
And really, just that relationship that we had. And I think I told him, man, you're not going to go to that school, man. You're going to come to Auburn.
They visited my house, I think it was middle December. And that's when I told him I was coming. I called Coach Malzahn that same night and told him I was committing. And then I was just going to wait to make it public at the Under Armour game because I already had that planned. At that point, I was all Auburn. Like, no one could convince me to go anywhere else by that point.
And you mentioned when you did it that you felt like Auburn was the best for both football and track. Why'd you feel that way?
I feel like what they're doing at football, they're doing something special over there. They're starting to throw the ball a lot more, and I feel like I can get the ball a lot. And then the track team, they were very young last year, finished 5th, and I feel like they could help me get to where I want to be.
Anthony won his senior year the Gatorade Track Athlete of the Year.
And then when he went to Finland, that was amazing to me to go there, you know, because that's a place not that many people get to go.
It's an international event. It's like the real deal, everyone in the world. And so just finishing first in that race was just a great accomplishment. We should have gotten a record, we didn't, but I wouldn't trade that experience for anything else, and I love that experience, and it'll probably stay with me the rest of my life.
He had plenty opportunities to go pro in track. He could have went straight from high school to the pros. He had a 6-figure deal waiting on him to turn pro, a shoe deal. He had all that good stuff.
All the big names that you can think of, the Nikes, the Adidas, I know that because I have the contracts. So this was real deal, real money, real decisions that need to be made. In order to make a living, he would have to travel abroad. He would be in places that mom can't get to, that coach can't get to, that grandma can't get to. And, it would just be difficult. This is a job. When you sign that contract, it is now a job. And not too many 17-year-olds are ready to take on that responsibility. So again, a combination of mom really wanting him to go to college for at least a couple years to get started.
And I think he really wanted to play college football. And I think he's very happy with his decision now.